So these pest control guys came and knocked my door, and this time it was interesting. So last time about this year, I had a pest control guy come and knock my door and didn't know who I was, came just out of the blue. These guys knocked my door and they kind of knew who I was. So one guy's been selling for 2 weeks and I coach his regional manager. And so they found out I actually recruited his manager back 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's funny because he knew that I lived in this area, but that was the turf that he'd been assigned. So I play stupid. I'm like, oh, what you guys selling? What are you doing? And they're like, oh, do you know much about bugs? And I'm kind of playing, seeing like how well they're going to pitch this. And they come on in, and I was asking legit questions. I was like, all right, just come on in. And then you could tell they were like, when's he going to break character? Like, what? And I let him go as long as I could. And anyway, it's a rule of thumb. Person knocks my door and they're give me a good effort, I'll buy. But I asked them some important questions. One being, hey, let me see your turf. Like, show me what you've been working. And they could pull out the app and they could show where they've been dropping pins. And I was like, oh, cool. So I knew that they had set up neighbors and they had people, in my neighborhood. The second question is, I was like, why do you have this? Why are you shadowing? I was like, are you training or is he training you? And the guy asked me, he's like, neither. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, he's like, well, I sold a couple and I just want to knock with him. And I was like, well, what's the point of that? And he's like, well, I don't know. I'd already gotten a few today and I just figured I'd knock with this guy. And I was like, no, you idiot. And this is a common trap that a lot of us get into is, once we hit our satisfaction level, once we hit like, oh, I've hit my mark in sales, what happens is we then coast out or we sabotage time in order to land at the end of the day around our mental average. And so in order to change your mental average, you've got to say, hey, I'm going to hit my mental average by 6, and then I'm just going to go get cream on top from 6 to 9. And I found a lot of times people will literally never really have breakthrough weeks or breakthrough days or breakthrough months and never ever take themselves to the next level because they do what this guy did and he just happened to hit his mental average early. So he did stupid things to sabotage his success later on. Super experience getting sold door to door. Like for me, getting sold is super important because I get to view things from a customer's standpoint. I hired a consultant, for example, and it was interesting to watch how he's delivering. When I'm a consultant selling, I'm willing to pay for the consultant and then see, okay, where am I balking it? Oh, are you really delivering? Are you juggling me with 20 other clients? Are you, and getting sold consulting services has been like, oh, cool. I know where I don't want to drop the ball and I know where I want to make sure I deliver and communicate XYZ. Getting sold pest control, it's like, okay, when I go to a customer, this is how I felt, this is how it came off. I actually gave him some good feedback because he started his door approach and he was like, hey, we're here about the bugs and we're going to do this. And Tommy, Jiffy. And I was like, I was so lost. And I was like, oh man, I wonder if I trained to be like that. So sometimes it's interesting to play the customer side and you'll be able to actually have more empathy and more criticism to your actual sales approach, putting yourself in that shoe. So if you can't buy, you're never going to sell. If you're too stingy, you're never going to sell. Because then you're not believing you could ever close anybody because you're like, why would anybody buy this? Because I'd never buy this. So it makes it a lot harder to sell. So those are like my little experiences, my feedback I got from getting sold pest control. And anyway, you can watch some of the clips here to follow and see kind of what happened. We have tons more videos. We'd love you to subscribe, hit the like button and share the content. Thanks guys for watching.